Hello, you. I just tried to call you to find out if you're available and up for doing something like Celebrity Antiques Road Trip. I think it'd be a couple of days of filming somewhere, somehow. And I'm not sure of the exact dates, but before I put your name forward, I wondered if you wanted to do it with...
I think I'll say yes. We are in the sunshiny Richmond Park down at Roehampton Gate, and I am about to go on a roller ski session. The first time that I saw cross-country skiing was at the Beijing Winter Paralympics. I was doing the commentary with Channel 4, and I thought, this looks dangerous, this looks painful, and this is right up my street. Be here, be relaxed, and not have to race, and just see all the athletes enjoying their moments. But it's kind of made me think that perhaps I want to go to a Winter Games. Didn't think anything about it for a while, then came back to the UK a couple of months, and then said to the coach and management, I'd like to speak to GB Snow Sports, see if I can go to a Winter Paralympics. But having since made the transition, yeah, everyone's on board. There are no breaks, so my motto at the moment is just dive for the grass at the side, or just shout at everyone, please move out of the way. But yeah, there we have it. I had always thought that doing a Winter Paralympics would be really cool, but as with any elite sport, like, it takes years and years to develop what's needed to be podium worthy. So I always thought maybe I've left it a bit late. And then went out to Beijing and watched them do the skiing and just thought, oh, if I can work hard enough and I can get the skill set and the engine, well, I've got the engine from triathlon, so if I could just transfer it well enough, maybe I could be on a winner here. And that would give me 4 years. So Milan 2026 is the next Winters. It is a really tall task. And at the moment, because I'm still a triathlete, we're mashing up training. But if there ever gets to a point where I'm fully focused just on cross-country skiing, I place bets on myself. This bit's nice, but when you're going downhill and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a huge adrenaline rush. Like, I get to the bottom and I'm celebrating, like, I'm still on my feet. And that's just confidence building, and learning to trust my legs, that I can do it. Yeah, but it is good fun. Starting a new sport that was so completely different, I went in with no expectations. Like, I had none on myself at all. Yes, I've got an engine. Yes, I'm a vicious racer. But what I want to do is start it properly, and I want to enjoy the process. I think half the time as athletes, we go in and there's this pressure we place on ourselves. I'm not there for that. I'm there to actually learn a new sport, make new friends, enjoy the whole process. I never want it to be something that becomes, oh, I've started this and now I can't go on. So no, I've absolutely loved being flat on my face in the snow with people going, whoops, that wasn't quite right. I took pedestrians out last time I was in Chamonix. Like, I'm loving the fact that I'm in that process of learning. And I actually think that in general, I'd encourage a lot of people to step outside the comfort zone and become a beginner again, just because I'm learning new skills and probably some things that I can transfer back to triathlon. No, I'm thoroughly enjoying being a beginner. Whee! This shows my age. In here, it's actually got the date that it was made, March 13th, 2013. So it's a pretty old arm, okay? So my coach Robin designed it so that it's the same, it comes to where my wrist is. So we can put an Olympic bar in it for, let's just say, bench press. If I was doing deadlifts, obviously can lift up. All my single arm work, again, same thing, straddle rows. And yeah, I just, you put the bar in, you literally strap it over, holds a certain amount, and obviously the sleeves on here.
10-year anniversary.
Yeah, it is. It was just gone, but I mean, it's still standing. Either I need to work harder, or it's had a few repairs, and is it Gorilla Glue I've stuck in here a few times. So since Tokyo, I have had 18 months off, had a sabbatical, just needed it for myself. Been doing sport for so long, I was doing it and it felt monotonous and it felt like I didn't want to be doing sport anymore, which is not what's the usual feeling for me. So I took some time away, but the moment that I found cross-country skiing, and I guess that feeling of I'm not good at this yet, I need to be better, I need to be stronger, it started that fire again, in which transferred beautifully across to triathlon. And because they're so similar in that during the summer you will do more swim, bike, run to cross-train for cross-country skiing, it seemed, well, if I'm going to be strong as a cross-country skier through swim, bike, run, well, I'm really good at swim, bike, run. So I kind of like just merged the two. But yeah, I didn't think that I would be towing the start line in Paris, and yet here I am. So I went from thinking I was going to retire to now having 4 sports.
Hello, you. I just tried to call you to find out if you're available and up for doing something like Celebrity Antiques Road Trip. I think it'd be a couple of days of filming somewhere, somehow. And I'm not sure of the exact dates, but before I put your name forward, I wondered if you wanted to do it with...
I think I'll say yes.
Does this happen a lot to you? Phone calls like that?
Phone calls like, will you go on a TV show with me? It does actually. I keep waiting for the Bake Off call, but no one calls me.
I was going to say, if you go on any reality TV, what would you go on?
Does Bake Off count? I love baking. I really love baking. My grandma taught me, so it's like means a lot to me. But yeah, baking, Celebrity Master Chef. But I'm kind of the cook that just sort of like, oh yeah, I think that'll do. And I don't measure anything out, so I'm not sure that they'd want me. They'd be like, she's a disaster. I've just spent 2022-2023 winter block doing cross-country skiing. I'm back 6 weeks to triathlon training. We have no idea how the season's going to go. I guess this is the season where we're trying to work out, was it transferable? I could get out there in a race and actually it's not giving me the engine that I need. I know that my numbers are quite good right now and that I'm strong. But again, I've had 18 months out. I've done a completely different sport for a whole winter, so I could have a flyer of a season, or actually for next year before Paris, we're going to have to try and perhaps weave a bit more triathlon training in during winter. Paris will take kind of priority just because it comes before Milan, so I want to go in and I want to be able to defend the title and be the strongest I can be on the day. So there will be more swim, bike, run than there will be cross-country skiing, but only because I'll need to up my game in triathlon if I want to defend.
Would you normally have music on?
Oh, good question. Depends on my mood. So if I have a lot going on in my head, I often find myself sometimes like I'll do a 3-hour drive in the car. I get there and I'm like, I didn't have any music, I had nothing, and I'm just like trickling through the thoughts. So if there's music on, yes, and don't judge me on choices of music. But sometimes I just sit there with my own thoughts. There's so much going on in my head that actually, yeah, I'm not one for music. I think that, in life now, the next day is not a given, and speaking freely, George Peasgood, went to see George after his accident, and George kind of just like confirmed what I was starting to think anyway, is that we all worry so much about the end outcomes of these things and all these things. George, after his accident, was kind of like, we worry so much and there's no need to worry. There are so many more important things in life, and that's where I'm at now. So when I tow a line wearing Great Britain and representing ParalympicsGB, it's because I want to be there. I love to be there, and I'm excited to be there, not nervous, not anxious, like actually there for the thrill of it.